bit of a guide for Arcane mages, and I'm gonna start off by showing some great add-ons for an Arcane mage. Anyway, we'll go down the bottom. For raiding in with any classes, Deadly Boss mode is a great boss mod, and I use Scatter as my damage meter of recount, and shadowed unit frames. It's like my health bar and all that shit. And Omnis AC, that's my threat meter, which is pretty good. Anyway, here's that, and I was thinking most of mage mana bar. That's a regular bro tip for Arcane mages. It shows you when you should use your mana gem location, and if you're wealth, the racial silence, and you gain mana of it. And what Mage Knight gives is really good for like just general stuff. And grid, I'm using that as my raid frames. Anyway, let's have a look at the spec. Right, now I finally got into WoW. Yeah, spoken, let's have a eye on the spec. First of all, this is a PvE spec. You don't use improved counterspell, of course. And Arcane concentration is really good, since you gain clear cast state, which can reduce the mana taken by 100% for the next spell cast. And another one, presence is really good too. And Torment the Weak is really good, because for the slow spell. And the reason that I don't use invocation is because since the cooldown of the counter spell is pretty long, not really the interrupting raids, so that's not really useful. And I rather like improved link for escaping stuff like meteors on Bethelac, or yeah, AoE spells during raids, and improved arcane missiles, which it's pretty obvious. Anyway, it's your choice if you want to use improved link or invocation. And presence of mind, really good spell, no question about it. And they're really good to missile barrage. And reduce the cooldown. Yeah, that one, arcane flows, is really good to follow your burn phase and all that, which I'm gonna talk about later. And arcane tactics, yeah, well, I like this one for raiding because I really don't AoE that much in arcane. That's more of a fire talent thing, so I'm not using this one. So if you would use 3 talent points on this one, it should be 2 on this one and 1 on that one, and that this stuns the target after you hit him well in the shapes, and that's pretty much a PvP talent. I'm using this one so I can master us if we wipe on a boss or anything. That's pretty great. And the arcane tactics is, well, it's obviously in raids and all that, it's really good. And the incendiary absorption also is yeah, it's, well, increased by 20%. It's just obvious that you use it. And slow, it's really good for this spell. And you also need to get arcane power, so no question about it. Plus this one is really good. And also you have to cast it all the time, and then you lose a lot of global cooldown and stuff. And this one is also really good, because he's not so much cooldown on that one, and I don't really know which channel you would use if you don't expect this one. So yeah, use this focus magic, really good buff. So just use it, obvious. And improve mana gem. You also use it in the start of a you also use a mana gem in the start of a raid encounter usually. So this one is good for your burn phase. Arcane power. I suggest you spec it, of course. It's really good. And let's have a check on my fire talents. Well, since it's PvE, well, I usually use that one for PvP too, but it's really great. They don't get so much. If you get hit, it goes back, but I guess like a little bit less. Anyway, Master of Elementals. Well, if you crit, you get mana back, so that's just great. And crit chance, also good. Anyway, that's all for my specs and glyphs. Should use Arcane Blast, increase the damage done by Arcane Blast buff by 3%, really good. And I thought of using either that one or Arcane Missiles, but since you're gonna use Arcane Missiles, it's a lot more than Arcane Barrage. This one's, yeah, pretty obvious to use. And here we have a really good glyph, because in Arcane it's all about the mana, with your mastery and all that, and burn phase and so yes, well, it's really great. And polymorph, if you're gonna see anything and they have a buff, a dot I mean, so then you take it away if you polymorph them, so that's great. Also evocation, I use if I get low on health, I can also use it, but then I can burn phase, but it's better to don't do like 30k DPS instead of 20 but still stay alive. Arcane
User
power.
disconnected from your channel.
It's well, Arcane power. There isn't any other arcane thing in the Arcane glyph, and that's good in the glyph section here. So yeah, I'm just using it. And well, you don't need to slow fall or monkey, but I'm using it. These aren't that important, but also I'm using glyph of mirror image, so they cast Arcane Blast instead of frost bolts, which slow them. That's good in PvP, but not PvE that much. Well, that was all for the specking glyph. Alright, let's have a check on the stat priority. You basically need hit rating and intellect as your priority. It's first you need intellect, then hit rating to cap, then it's good crit rating, and then mastery, and then haste. I know haste was really good before with Arcane, but they buffed the Arcane Blast and all that shit with haste, so it's pretty useless nowadays. See, I would go hit rating almost cap. It doesn't matter if you go 16, 80, something like that. It does if it's really close, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, now let's have a check on what buffs you should use. You should basically use mage armor so you don't go OM, and then Arcane Brilliance. Well, you can't use any other spell, so. And if you have someone to put focus magic on, basically cast it on a ranged spell casting DPS. If you can't do it, cast it on a healer. Anyway, it's important that you go with 3 mana gems before fight, and well, flasks and food is pretty great for raiding. Anyway, let's have a check on the rotation. First, well, this is the mage mana bar that I recommended. So if you start off by casting Arcane Blast, you're gonna use it till it gets the red line there, then you're gonna pop your mana gem like this, then arcane, presence of mind, then arcane power, and then mirror images. Then you're just gonna use arcane blast all the way down there. And then you're gonna use evocation. This is called the burn phase. Now evocate, and you usually last a little bit long if it's in raid. Now for waiting for the CDs here so I can burn phase again, I usually stack it to 4 or 3 arcane blasts, and then our arcane missiles. You're supposed to keep your mana between 85 to 95% due to your mastery in arcane, that you deal more damage with more mana. So arcane blast and arcane missiles, if you don't get proc on the arcane missile, then you just use an arcane barrage instead. It's important that you stay between 85 and 95 for more damage during the mana phase. And when you get light wave or power tone or anything, then you won't regain as much mana, but if you know you got something on, then 83 is maybe 88 something, so just have that in mind. Anyway, when your mana gem is refreshed and you have about 30 seconds left on the evocation, then you're gonna do the same again. You're gonna get to full mana, and then you're gonna use mana gem and evocation. You don't have to evocate if the boss is like on 5% HP, that's just to continue the burn phase all the way down. So basically we can start now with the burn phase again. Popping this your CDs and then spam arcane blast. Oops, there we go. So now I'm near evocation, and doing evocation again. Just use evocation and back to mana phase again. And that's pretty much for arcane. Also for AoE, what you don't usually do in arcane, you usually do signal targets even on trash mobs. Then you basically just stack your arcane blast thing to debuff 2 by 3 or 4. Then you start doing arcane blasts. And then you just stack it to 2 the second time and then continue doing. Okay, it's arcane explosion damage is increased by the debuff. Else it will just go on with like 10k DPS and anything like trash. So it's important that you stack it. That's pretty much all I've got for the arcane. Thanks for watching. Remember to comment, rate and subscribe. Bye.